Welcome to Value Plays Only, where Emergent Zone is just to have surprise blockers. Today, we have Dan playing Ulalek Fused Atrocity. This deck is an editor's nightmare. It looks to set up two instances of Ulalek's triggered ability, setting off a chain of copies that include mana abilities and payoffs, winning the game with only abilities on the stack. His hand contains a Mystic Remora, Peter Parker's Camera, Smothering Tithe, Lotus Petal, Pact of Negation, Command Tower, and Starting Town. John is playing Narset and Enlightened Master. This deck looks to turbo out Narset, leveraging her ability to cheat the cost of massive spells, winning with Infinite Combats or Underworld Breach. His hand contains a Red Flame, Lion's Eye Diamond, Felwar Stone, Jessica's Will, one with the Multiverse, and Cavern of Souls. His London Mulligan is a Time Stretch. Tyler is playing Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. This 5-color tutor chain has 0-card win lines and can tutor to the battlefield if it makes enough mana. In addition, it plays all the best value pieces 5 colors can offer. His hand contains a Squirrel Defector Mite, Esper Sentinel, the Cabbage Merchant, Felwar Stone, Starting Town, Plateau, and Gemstone Caverns. Cam is playing Kinnan, Bottom Prodigy. This deck looks to make infinite mana and filter into Kinnan, putting out huge threats along the way. Her hand contains a Mockingbird, Elvish Mystic, Bribery, Colossal Sky Turtle, Commandeer, Command Tower, and Passager Who Endures. And with that, let's see some value plays. Tyler has a pre-game action, putting Gemstone Caverns into play, exiling Squirrel Defector Mite. Dan then starts things off with a Starting Town as land for turn. He casts Mystic Remora. He then casts Lotus Petal. Dan passes the turn. John plays a Cavern of Souls as land for turn, naming Human as it enters. He passes the turn. Tyler taps and draws. He plays a Starting Town as land for turn. He casts Esper Sentinel. Tyler then passes the turn. Cammy plays a Command Tower as land for turn. She casts an Elvish Mystic. Cammy passes the turn. Dan untaps and in his upkeep he pays to Remora. He plays City Brass as land for turn. He casts Peter Parker's Camera. Esper triggers and Tyler draws. Dan then passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays Otawara, Soaring City as land for turn. He casts Voice of Victory. He then casts Lion's Eye Diamond. Esper and Mystic trigger and both players draw. John then passes the turn. Tyler untaps and draws. He plays a Scalding Tarn as land for turn. He pays Life and cracks it, fetching up a Tropical Island. He casts the Cabbage Merchant. Tyler goes to combat and swings Esper at Dan. He takes the damage and Tyler passes the turn. Cammy untaps and draws. She plays Passager Who Endures as land for turn. She casts her commander, Kinnan, Bond of Prodigy. Cammy passes the turn. Dan untaps and in his upkeep he lets his Remora die. He plays Command Tower as land for turn. He casts Smothering Tithe. Esper and Cabbage Man trigger. Tyler makes a food and draws. Cammy responds with a Commandeer, exiling Bribery and Nezahal, Primal Tide as an alternate cost. Esper and Cabbage Man trigger. Tyler makes a food and Cammy pays. Tyler now steps in and says he definitely won't let Kinnan have this and casts Force of Will, paying a life and exiling Mental Misstep as an alternate cost, targeting Tithe. Smothering Tithe is countered and Commandeer fizzles. With that, Dan passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays Misty Rainforest as land for turn. He pays Life and cracks it, fetching up a Volcanic Island. He casts Ray of Flame, Esper and Cabbage Man trigger. Tyler makes a food and draws. John casts Felwar Stone. Cabbage Man makes a food. John then goes to combat, swinging Voice of Victory at Tyler. It triggers to make 2 warriors, also attacking Tyler. Tyler blocks 1 and takes 2. Cabbage Man triggers twice to sacrifice foods. In his second main phase, John cracks LED, discarding his hand to help cast his commander, Narset, Enlightened Master. He then passes the turn. Tyler taps and draws. He casts Relic of Legends. He taps out for his commander, Sisay, Weatherlight Captain. Tyler then passes the turn. Cammy taps and draws. She plays Yavimaya Coast as land for turn. She casts a Mockingbird with X equals 0. It enters as a copy of Elvish Mystic. Cammy then passes the turn. Dan untaps and draws. He plays Otawara, Soaring City as land for turn. He takes no actions and has to pass the turn. John untaps and draws. He goes to combat swinging Narset at Tyler and Voice at Dan. Narset and Voice trigger. John makes 2 warriors, also taps in attacking Tyler, and Narset exiles Mystical Tutor, Misdirection, Karn's Temporal Sundering, and Mana Drain. They take the damage, and Cabbage Man sacrifices the rest of his foods. In his second main phase, John casts Karn's Temporal Sundering, targeting the Cabbage Merchant to bounce. Esper and Cabbage Man trigger. Tyler makes a food and John pays. Cabbage Man is bounced and John takes an extra turn. He then casts Mystical Tutor. John searches up a Temporal Trespass to the top of his library. He then passes the turn to himself. John untaps and draws. He goes to combat swinging Narset at Tyler and Voice in the 2 warriors that makes it Dan. Narset triggers to exile Enlightened Tutor, Windswept Teeth, Sink into Stupor, and Mysterized Village. They take the damage. In his second main phase, John casts Sink into Stupor, targeting Kinnan to bounce the hand. Esper triggers and he pays. Kinnan is bounced. John then casts Enlightened Tutor, searching up a Sphere of Resistance on top of his library in case he fizzles. He then delves his entire grave to help cast Temporal Trespass, taking an extra turn. John passes the turn to himself. John taps and draws. He goes to combat swinging Narset at Tyler and the Voice triplets at Dan. Narset triggers to exile Gifts Ungiven, Underworld Breach, Arcane Signet, and Savine's Reclamation. John says, well, that definitely wins the game, and they take the damage. In his second main phase, John casts Arcane Signet. Esper triggers and he pays. He casts Gifts Ungiven, targeting Dan. He searches up a Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, Lotus Petal, Brain Freeze, and Gamble. Dan gives him Gamble and Jace, and the others go to grave. John then casts Gamble. He searches up a card in hand and randomly discards Sphere of Resistance. He casts Underworld Breach. He casts Savine's Reclamation, targeting Lotus Petal. Petal returns and he cracks it to escape Brain Freeze from grave, exiling 3 cards. Storm triggers 6 times and John mills himself for 21. He now presents a loop of escaping Lotus Petal and Brain Freeze over and over, milling out the rest of his library. He then casts Jace, Wielder of Mysteries. He activates the +1 loyalty ability of Jace to mill 2 and draw. With no library remaining, John wins the game. Today, we have a 2-for-1 deal. In this game, Dan is again playing Ulalek, Fused Atrocity. His hand contains a Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff, Soul Ring, Chain of Vapor, Shields of Elisvel, Urza's Tower, Mana Confluence, and Urza's Saga. Josh is playing Atraxa, Grand Unifier. This is a big mana food chain deck. It looks to ramp out its commander for massive value, winning with Thassa's Oracle or commander damage. His hand contains a Carpet of Flowers, Swan Song, Mental Misstep, Culling Ritual, Scrubland, Misty Rainforest, and Bloodstained Mire. Tyler's playing Kenrith, the Return King. This 5-color good stuff deck looks to leverage Kenrith's many abilities to assemble a Reanimator or Infinite Mana Win. His hand contains an Esper Sentinel, Voice of Victory, Brain Freeze, Pact of Negation, Polluted Delta, Windswept Teeth, and Bayou. John is playing Dargo the Shipwrecker and Reyhan, Last of the Abzan. This is a turbo sacrifice deck, looking to loop Dargo with Relic of Legends, a Sacrifice Outlet, or Underworld Breach. His hand contains a Ragavan Nimble Pilferer, Hexing Squelcher, Sacrifice, Curse Mirror, Once Upon a Time, Mox Diamond, and Mox Opal. And with that, let's see some value plays. Dan starts things off with an Urza's Saga, his land for turn. He casts a Soul Ring. Dan passes the turn. Josh plays a Savannah, his land for turn. He casts a Carpet of Flowers. He passes the turn. Tyler plays a Windswept Teeth, his land for turn. He pays life and cracks it. In response, John casts Once Upon a Time for free as his first spell of the game. He looks at the top 5 and adds Scalding Tarn to hand. Tyler then fetches up a Savannah to the battlefield. He casts Esper Sentinel. Tyler passes the turn. John casts a Mox Diamond. Esper triggers and Tyler draws. John discards Scalding Tarn as it enters. He then casts Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. He casts Mox Opal. He passes the turn. Dan untaps and draws. Urza's Saga triggers to get its second counter. Dan plays Mana Confluence, his land for turn. He casts his own Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. Dan passes the turn. Josh untaps and draws. He plays Bloodstained Mire, his land for turn. He pays life and cracks it, fetching up a Scrubland. He casts Grand Abolisher. Some eyebrows get raised, but it resolves. Josh then passes the turn. Tyler untaps and draws. He plays a Polluted Delta, his land for turn. He pays life and cracks it, fetching up a Tropical Island. He casts a card that's just a blocker, Voice of Victory. Tyler then passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He asks Dan if he wants to trade Ragavan blows, seeing as Dan can make a construct at any time. Dan says no chance. John goes to combat, swings Ragavan at Josh. Josh blocks with Grand Abolisher and both die. John sinks his head and passes the turn. In his end step, Dan activates Urza's Saga to make a construct. Dan untaps and draws. In his main phase, Urza's Saga triggers to get its third counter. He floats a mana in response and then searches up a Peter Parker's Camera into play. He plays Deserted Temple as land for turn. He casts his commander, Ulalek, Fused Atrocity. He goes to combat and swings Ragavan at Josh. He takes the damage, and Ragavan triggers to make a treasure and exiles Scalding Tarn off the top of his library. Dan then passes the turn. Josh untaps and draws. In his first main phase, Carpet Flowers triggers to add a black mana. He plays Misty Rainforest as land for turn. He pays life and cracks it, fetching up an Underground Sea. He casts Culling Ritual. Esper triggers and Tyler draws. Dan responds with a Chain of Vapor on his own Peter Parker's Camera. Esper triggers and Tyler draws. Josh responds with a Metal Misstep on Chain. Chain is countered and the board is fully blown to bits. Josh adds 9 mana and a combination of green and black. He casts Demonic Tutor. He goes into his deck, looking for how best to capitalize with all the colors of mana he has left. He searches up a card in hand and casts Food Chain. The table have no response and it resolves. He then casts Phyrexian Metamorph. The table look around confused as it enters as a copy of Ulalek. Everyone wonders what he can actually trigger as Josh passes the turn. Tyler untaps and draws. He plays Volcanic Island, his land for turn. He casts Mox Diamond, discarding Bayou as it enters. He then casts a Noble Hierarch. Tyler passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays his new first permanent this game, Emergent Zone, as land for turn. He passes the turn. Dan untaps and draws. He plays Urza's Tower as land for turn. He casts Tataru Taru. John begs for mercy, and Dan targets John. They both draw and Tataru triggers to make a tap treasure. He then passes the turn. Josh untaps and draws. He exiles Ulalek for 6 blue mana. He then casts his commander, Atraxa, Grand Unifier. Tyler steps in and casts Pact of Negation on Atraxa. Everyone's jaws hit the floor, and Atraxa is sent back to the command zone. Josh then plays Otawar, Soaring City as land for turn. He passes the turn. In his end step, Tyler flashes in Opposition Agent. Tyler untaps and in his upkeep he pays for Pact of Negation. He casts Lion's Eye Diamond. He passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays Stomping Ground as land for turn. Into play untap, paying 2 life. He casts Leyline Weaver. He passes the turn. Dan untaps and draws. He plays Talon Gates of Moderate as land for turn, triggering to phase out Leyline Weaver. He then casts the One Ring. He gains protection from everything. Dan taps it to draw a card. He then passes the turn. Josh untaps and draws. He casts Esper Sentinel. He murmurs something about stupid Pact of Negation and passes the turn. Tyler untaps and draws. He casts Selvala, Heart of the Wilds. He passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays Gemstone Caverns as land for turn, celebrating his small victories. John passes the turn. Dan untaps and in his upkeep the One Ring deals 1 to him. He plays City Traders as land for turn. He taps the One Ring. Dan holds priority and casts Kozilek's Command with X equals 2, choosing to exile graves and make spawns. Ulalek and Esper trigger. Josh draws and Tataru triggers to make a tap treasure. Josh responds with a Swan Song targeting K Command. Dan responds with a Shields of Velis Vel. Ulalek triggers. Tyler responds with a Metal Misstep, countering Shields. Esper triggers and Josh draws. Shields is countered. Dan pays for his Ulalek ability. He then copies K Command and copies the original Ulalek and One Ring ability. He adds a counter to the ring and draws 2. He now can't pay for his Ulalek ability. Kozilek's Command then makes 2 spawn and exiles 2 cards from John's grave. Swansong now counters K Command, and Dan sacks his spawns to pay into Ulalek the second time. He copies the ring ability. He puts another counter on and draws 3. He then puts a counter on and draws 4. Dan, fully out of gas this turn, passes the turn, discarding hand size. Josh untaps and draws. He casts Mana Ball. He exiles Esper Sentinel for 2 mana and exiles Elvish Spear Guide from hand to recast his commander, Atraxa, Grand Unifier. Dan steps in with a Force of Will, paying a life and exiling Snapback as an alternate cost. Josh is gobsmacked. Atraxa is sent back to hell and Josh passes the turn. Tyler untaps and draws. He plays Gaia's Cradle as land for turn. He activates Selvala, making 3 mana. He casts Finale Devastation with X equals 3. It resolves and he searches up a Derevi, Imperial Tactician. It triggers to untap Selvala. He taps it again for 3 white to help cast his commander, Kenrith, the Returned King. Selvala triggers to draw. He then passes the turn. John untaps and draws. He plays Blood Crypt as land for turn. Into play untap, paying 2 life. He casts Culling Ritual. Everyone's eyes go wide as it resolves, blowing a lot of the board to bits and making John 7 black mana. He casts Peer into the Abyss, targeting himself. Amazingly, it resolves, and he draws 42 cards and loses half of his life. He exiles Elvish Spear Guide from his hand for green mana. He exiles Simian Spear Guide from his hand for a red mana. He casts Lotus Petal. He casts Rite of Flame, adding 2 red mana. He casts Wild Cantor. He casts Dark Ritual. Dan opts to respond here and try to cut John off with a Metal Misstep. Dark Ritual is countered. John then casts Hope of Girapur. He casts Infernal Plunge, sacrificing Hope as an additional cost to add 3 red mana. He casts Underworld Breach. It resolves and John speeds up the pace now. He escapes Dark Ritual a couple of times for some black mana and then casts Relic of Legends. He casts his commander, Dargo the Shipwrecker. Selvala triggers to draw. He taps Dargo through Relic to help cast Goblin Bombardment. He sacrifices Dargo to ping an opponent for 1. He recasts Dargo for 1 mana. He taps it through Relic to make the mana back. John can now present a loop of casting Dargo for 1, making back the mana with Relic, and sacrificing Dargo to Goblin Bombardment to ping an opponent for 1. He does this over and over, stopping in the middle to kill Selvala so he doesn't deck out until the table are dead. And with that, John wins the game. So what did we learn today? No matter how totally, completely, and utterly out of the game someone seems, never underestimate the power of Culling Ritual. If you have any tips for the video, leave them below. Subscribe if you feel like it. Until next time, keep making value plays.
And Tower.
Comedy.
Name of the channel.
Elvish
Lyrics
Mystic.
Anonymous. Channel.
Ass.
It doesn't even have to be anonymous. Oh, they can know.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's been saying that.
Dan,
Dan, she passed.
Oh,
you passed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Are you upkeeping? Oh yeah, I am.
Oh God!
Oh yeah, I am.
Pay a life.
Right, I'm on
So
tapping.
you're gonna let him have it, with me having it. as
Nobody
well.
has it.
But you were gonna let him have
Oh, I was, yeah.
Misty Rainforest.
Dude,
I think
Kinnan
it's
is worse
worse
than whatever
for
the
Kinnan.
fuck Dan's
It is
deck
worse
is.
for Kinnan.
I was gonna use this.
I don't know.
on
Dan's deck,
commander.
literally, if he makes mana, can do anything.
I was just gonna counter Dan's commander, but
That's true. Force of Will is sick for that.
Yeah.
Although,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, you counter Commander, but he just makes so much mana every turn. especially with your Esper, it kind of is like sunk cost at that point.
Well, I also don't know what you're doing with a Voice of Victory out, so like, I mean.
Well, I'm gonna
it's
cast
true.
Narset uncounterable, like no
I
matter
hear
what.
you.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
So
I'm gonna
he's-
crack my fucking hand and cast
I
Narset.
hear you, dude.
and then the next turn we're in trouble.
Oh, it's Hexproof.
Yeah, it's hexproof. It's
so
hexproof.
good,
That's
dude.
why I'm.
Committed my whole hand into a random top 4.
God.
Dan plays decks that get to go through 50 cards to get a creature
No,
who's got
dude.
less shit.
We're gonna hit
I
like,
just
into
do
the
that.
multiverse or something.
I just
It
gotta-
literally is in my grave.
Oh.
I literally discarded it
I
out
just-
of
I
the
gotta
90
pass.
cards you could have
I
sent.
gotta pass you.
Alright, I'm on
Two of
10.
them.
These
Yeah,
and Narset are coming. Okay, so you take 4 and you pop 2 foods. And Narset triggers. Mystical Tutor, Misdirection.
One game John has fucking beaters is the game I play Cabbage Man and I'm actually trying to make some foods. Him and Nick
Oh,
make
boy.
55
Yeah.
foods and somehow I can't make 2 foods without John being like,
I'll cast Karn's Temporal Sundering.
Oh, weird.
Target player takes an extra turn. I'll target me.
It's
Return
just a
up
top-
to 1 non-land
top 4.
permanent to its owner's hand.
He only committed his whole hand into this play. It's so tough and challenging.
so
Difficult. And we can't interact because he's got Voice of Victory, right? Forgot about that one.
This guy is genuinely so mean to me. It's a mystical tutor. It can't get breach, asshole. Holy shit, he's so mean.
You were looking though.
Why is he so mean, guys?
Go, Dan, how do we make your deck win?
Dude, you gotta give me a couple of cards. Out of war. I
If you
guess.
bounce voice, then like they could interact theoretically.
Like, are you winning?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Most certainly, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna keep trying. Yeah. Gifts, breach. Okay. Well.
my god.
Okay, that definitely wins the game. Land. Oh. Okay, I do have. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's only one. Yes, I found a land. All right, I have mana in this hand now. You want to respond to Esper? No.
You're good.
Dude, if you want to
You're
respond to
good.
Esper, I'll give you.
You're good. Move on.
I'll show you my whole hand to counter the Esper.
Do not. I'm telling you. Do not.
I
He
think you
wants
should
your mental
hold it up.
gone so
You
that
should
he
hold it up for him.
so that he can be free.
Yeah.
I'll show you my whole
Do
hand.
not take it.
Okay.
Do not take it.
No.
Dude, Dan's screwed with this Ragavan now. Dude, up the 5-color deck with 10 mana doesn't do anything.
Dan doesn't know what he's doing to me.
I don't.
Dude, that's
I don't.
that's criminal to say.
I'll pay
I
5.
with all the colors and all the engines is allowed to do what he wants because he might be bad.
And I'm gonna cast Ulalek.
Dude, I didn't think it got worse.
Yeah. Holy fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
Dude, your boy's in
fuck.
the Stone Age.
This guy?
I mean,
only
it's the
creature.
only thing to copy.
Dude, what if he
Fuck.
triggers it?
That man with Esper and land drops and voice victory?
That's right.
Shoot.
You got me.
Wow. I thought people were scared of me.
Double heart.
That was almost something.
Pass.
Woo.
I
Oh
did
shit,
feel
baby.
pretty-
Passed. Oh, wow, I was about to yell.
Go
pass.
instant
Hold
speed,
on,
baby.
Can't even pay into it. I have one.
No.
It's your lucky fucking day, brother.
Fucking I bet he gives it to Josh.
No, I'm gonna give it to you. You may draw a card.
I honestly,
turn him down.
I'm gonna
literally, I kind of hate Dan. I don't want to give him the treasure.
turn him down.
Dude, you fucked me.
With
I'll
what?
take the draw.
Existing in the game?
Yeah.
You started it that way, dude.
No, I didn't.
Who mulliganed for you?
I said, can we do a fun Ragavan deal? And you said, fuck you, eat shit.
Those were the exact words he
Yeah,
said.
is
And I drew.
Oh,
Do you have
okay.
any triggers you want to put on the side?
I sure would like to. I'm gonna put a.
It's a cool card you get access to in green. And you can put it on other creatures.
You said that's the 2-drop that you showed,
yeah,
Dan.
it says the Mandor. I have nothing.
That is crazy, though.
He did. He
It's
just
just half
showed me
the
that, and
combo.
then he was like, "It's a mana door."
It's a Mandor.
It's half the combo.
That's like Bergie.
I don't think I'm going to cast Dargo this game.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm surprised I cast a spell this game, honestly.
Yeah. You're kind of making a comeback with all these land drops, dude.
When you compare it to 0 permanents in play turn 3, everything's a comeback.
Alright, draw.
Does anyone want to respond to this heap of shit?
Nope.
Okay,
He's heaping.
I'm heaping.
Damn, dude, that's really sad.
Color
Spell
control.
Seeker there's free.
Oh my god.
I'm killing you!
God.
You motherfucker, you! Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
good.
And I'm positive I'm pretty sure I know what it is, and I'm gonna keep putting 1-drops until you bite.
What is it, John?
Deck's crazy, dude. It's
Yeah.
fucking Dargo, man.
Well,
It's just how Dargo decks
it's
work,
just
dude.
it's just culling ritual.